Exactly. Well, that is the 8 men who are trying to get on the podium here this evening. Jesse Gruppe and Colin Duffy for Team USA out in first position. They'll climb last. Mejdi Schalck just got in. I hope no one drops it from here. This is that would be a very quick comp. But it's one of those moves, you have to go for it, and he jumps over. Oh.
Yep. On these types of moves, you really want to over jump is kind of what I say in my head, because the last thing you want to do is not get there. You'd rather come down onto it than come up short. And so that's definitely what we saw him do there. He probably over jumped for that move.
That was so much bigger than I thought that move was in my head as well.
It's kind of a proper run and jump.
Yeah, it really is. Boulder style leap. Well, Mejdi, thank goodness, is on the wall. Makes a double clip to start things off.
I kind of like when a lead climb starts with the dyno because, you can stand on the ground for up to 40 seconds to read the route again and kind of familiarize yourself with the bottom, especially again. But this kind of makes you have to start climbing immediately. You can't really hesitate, and it just puts you straight in that zone, which I actually really like. So it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but it gets you climbing immediately. I
think that says a lot about your style, that passion to get going, because I know that some athletes find it terrifying when there's a dodgy start or something. They just want to get safely on the wall.
Definitely.
Well, Mejdi is underway here through the blue part of the wall, and then you traverse towards the right. And this is the first kind of really tricky move.
Yeah, that looked hard with the feet. These World Cup routes really don't like to give you many feet options. You have to either track and put your feet on the handholds, or like you can see, there's just kind of one singular foothold out to the side over there, and on the pink volume. But otherwise, you really have to be creative with your footwork and be comfortable in these really uncomfortable positions. You can see Mejdi is doing a really good job of that with, really relaxing into the positions as soon as he gets into them. Like, that looked really strenuous, but then as soon as he got there, he really relaxed.
And he is in probably the best rest of this route when you undercling it. The thing is, though, you're so early on, you don't want to rest too much at this point. And he doesn't, goes straight through. And now enters the crimps.
Yeah, this looks like a pretty thin section for sure. All these men have such strong fingers, though, but...
Oh! But Mejdi falls on the jump. Champs for bouldering and second in the FISU champs for lead, so he's on a good run of form at the moment.
Yeah, he's also in an all-around form. I feel like that we're seeing a lot of athletes get in for, the upcoming Olympic cycle.
Yeah, that does begin Paris 2024. A lot of people are beginning to talk about it. And he's nicely underway, pressing back with that right hand.
Now, these volumes, too, can be kind of hard to read, just because you don't exactly know how they're going to feel until you get there. And also, the distance between the foot and the hand, it just makes that volume feel that much worse or that much better.
And it's a strange series of moves, isn't it? After that jump, sort of hugging this big black volume. It's an odd way to begin a World Cup.
Yeah, none of these positions look particularly comfortable, and then these pinches are much worse than they look as well. And so they really like to keep you uncomfortable on these routes, and kind of something that I've been realizing even competing in the last couple competitions is that you just have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. Like, just assume what you're doing is the right thing, because there's no time to really question it.
That's such a good point. I mean, when we climb in commercial gyms, kind of you look for the flow and how it feels. With this stuff, it's just difficult, a bit nasty.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter how it feels in the end. It just matters how far you get, so.
Yeah.
If you're just questioning how it's feeling the whole time, it's just going to make you climb worse. So he's styling this section, though.
He really is, yeah. And that blocked crimp, just designed by the route setters to mean you have to be more accurate on it with that right hand.
Looking like he's really trying to chill here. Like, you really want to take advantage of those good feet like this one.
Yeah, you can see that foot he's standing on. The only thing on that purple volume. Bumps it across, and he's underneath in this rest.
Yeah, really twisted around the rope there, kind of fix that. And a lot of times, actually, why they block these crimps like this is, that's a pretty static move. It's actually to prevent heel hooks. Because a lot of lead climbers especially are so good at heel hooks that they can heel hook anything and find a rest. And so you'll see route setters do this so that climbers can't get those heel hook rests.
Although I've seen people break that beater before moves that route setters are like, it's impossible. And then you watch someone do it. You're right, it's incredible what they can do with the heels.
It's true, especially as soon as, the athletes get this good. You'll see a lot of beta that people maybe didn't intend or anticipate.
But Taisei is going to have to work here. We saw from Mejdi how small these crimps are.
Yeah, he's approaching this crux, it looks like.
Oh, and he bumps the left. Now, I think he's got a heel locked in or a toe on the right.
It's probably a toe, yeah. That gives you a little bit more distance. And I think Mejdi was kind of stuck in the heel, and once he got that far, he couldn't really change it.
Well, Taisei is through that initial crux.
That was really good beta through there. He made it look really smooth.
He thought about it for a long time. You could see him sizing up the move. So often when athletes do that, it's because they've got a problem, but I actually think he was just reading it.
I think you're right. I think he was debating which hand to go with. And that's actually something that's really important while you're on these routes, is to take a moment to think when you do have the ability to. You want to flow through the sections that you don't have to think, and then like stay really present. But then if you have the ability to look ahead, really try and look ahead and use those rests. This section is looking really hard.
It is, isn't it? He's got that left locked in on the tip-marked crimp or jib on the volume.
And these dishes are super shallow, so you really can't, cut feet or anything on these. You have to stay really tight and keep a lot of tension.
It looks like it's in the sun there. It's more the spotlight that's causing that light, so he's okay in terms of friction. But yeah, look how horrible that left dish is. Nasty hold.
Yeah, he's resting on it. So
no.
That's like, again, he has that heel hook in. It just makes, you can take so much weight off your hands if you're good at those. And that's why you see so many lead climbers use so many heel hooks.
Taisei Homma is putting a good performance up to the last of the dishes just underneath the head wall. He needs to work out his clip, and I think is he pumping out, or is he just trying to find a better position?
I think he's trying to find a better position. That was smart. Sometimes you see people try and clip too early and then fall on the move. So it's better to do the move and then clip if you're able to clip afterwards. He's getting all the way up into the head wall here now.
Yeah, rocking up. And once he gets stood up, the weight will go off his arms a little bit. But look at the dual texture, shiny surface on these holds.
They're really fighting through this section.
Oh, big high left foot, that shoulder muscle screaming.
And then as soon as you're in this perch, you're chilling again. It's really crazy how that works sometimes. You have to work so hard to get into that position, and then as soon as you're there, you can just take a huge deep breath, which we just saw him do.
Yeah, it gets more vertical up there, no longer overhanging, or not as overhanging. And he's close, but the final part of this route will test everyone. Dances those feet out, gets split high up on the wall.
Yep, skipping the clip, going for the move instead, always a smart move, especially when you're tired.
And there we go, yeah, Kyra called it.
Honestly, there's so much chalk gets all over this this stage because of so many people chalking up kind of aggressively when they're going for the static method there.
Yeah, he thought about it, didn't he? He's gonna have to jump though. Oof.
Does the jump.
And then just hangs off with one arm casually. Oh, but this is quite a long way for him. He has to generate a bit of swing.
Yeah, there we go.
Presses through now. So Al is up on the wall, underway, and he'll make that first clip.
And kind of an awkward clip, that first one, with the big first hold there, kind of in your way.
Yeah, then you need to come all the way under that volume, and it's an unsettling start for the men.
Definitely.
Well, that's our leaderboard on the left. So you can see where Mejdi Schalck is, and then Taisei Homma at 36 plus is all the way at the top on that #1 position. That's where Al will be aiming for. But of course, Al does not know where these athletes ended up. So all he thinks about is climbing as far as possible.
Yeah, you can sometimes get an idea of that based on how long the person before you took. Some athletes pay attention to that, some athletes try not to. But you definitely have some idea going into it no matter what. If it's been 2 minutes and then you're right back on the wall, you kind of know somebody maybe fell lower. But if it's been almost 6 minutes, then you know that they either stalled out somewhere or got really high.
Yeah, the crowd cheering is a giveaway as well when you're back.
Yeah. A lot of athletes actually also wear headphones. I don't know if it's to block out that crowd noise or to kind of get in the zone. I used to do it to block out the crowd noise, and now I do it to get in the zone.
What's Kyra Condi's hype music?
It's actually opera. I'm kind of too excitable of a person to begin with, so I can't get too hyped before a competition because I need to calm down usually, so that's my method.
Fair enough. Well, hopefully Al Yurikusa has been listening to his music back there because he's climbing well, calm at the moment, and he's got through that initial part.
Yeah.
Now he can actually concentrate on the climbing.
Really deciding to skip that rest that's there underneath the undercling, but maybe he doesn't need it. Now he's in that same section that got Mejdi. You can see him kind of debating, taking that moment to look ahead and decide what he wants to do. And he's in the heel hook as well, seeing switch it to a toe.
Oh. So we see a fall from Al, and he does look disappointed by that.
I like that he has his bouldering chalk bag out here too, staying true to his roots as a boulderer, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. Well, it's a boulder start. There's a mat.
Yeah, he's going to be really comfortable on this move, making it look very easy.
Yeah, simple for him. And he makes the reach look easier than Al as well, who had to get some momentum, kick off that.
I feel like this route being hard down low will actually really suit his bouldering fitness as well right now. just because, you know, usually boulders, being more of a boulderer myself, like lower cruxes. And, you know, that section with the crimps is not too high up the wall, so I'm sure he'll be psyched about that.
Yeah, he'll still have something in the tank when he gets there. This part of the wall hasn't really caused too many problems for the athletes at the moment.
Yeah, most people get really comfortable as soon as they have a stem like this. When you have your feet between two pillars like that, you can really take a lot of weight off your hands.
I think we'll get another chance to do that in a minute because the rest is coming. You can see it, that blue hold on the purple volume. Easy work from him as he gets the high heel in.
Yeah, looking super comfortable so far.
Yeah, easily has the block crimp. He'll come across, drop under, and have a rest, but he doesn't look tired at the moment.
And you can see him kind of messing around with the rope there to see which side he wants it on. You know, a little different than Taisei did when he got all wrapped around there. That's really good rope management, which is another part of lead climbing.
So Yoshiyuki Ogata reaches high up to clip, and now this is where his teammate fell. These crimps, you've got to be precise. He chooses the bump method.
Yeah, looking super strong through that. And going back to the toe hook. I think placing that toe hook later is actually really important. I think what we saw from Ao was he tried to flip the heel to a toe when his hands were already to the left, and it just makes it a little harder to put in a good spot. So yeah, Yoshiyuki making it through, but looking a bit tired, so I'm sure he's going to be fighting here.
Look how bad those slopers are. They're not, sorry, the crimps are. They're slopey crimps, not just straight edges. So he clips above his head, and he's in second position at the moment, which, well, if he stays that way, his best has only been fourth up to this point, so that will feel good. 3:47, you can see our clock on the bottom right. That's how long the athletes have to complete the wall, but well, I don't think time's going to be an issue here.
Yeah, you have a 6-minute time limit, and then only to break ties are when they use time. So.
Just with a little toe scrub on the wall to stop that swing a bit.
Yeah, he found a really good little rest there just before that section, which might be really crucial with how hard these next dishes look. Oh.
Came into the side pull with the left hand, couldn't hold it together. So, 3 Japanese athletes done. Satone Yoshida, the 4th to climb. We saw Taisei Homma on the Villars throne. He's in the hot spot at the moment, but
yeah.
Yannick Flohé will be looking to beat him.
Yeah, Yannick taking no time to get on the wall. I noticed that during semifinals as well. He is not one to look at the route again. He knows what he's going to do, and he just gets right on.
And he is one of those, maybe a boulder specialist, we should say, but he does climb quickly.
Yeah, I don't really want to call him a boulder specialist after him making both of these lead finals in a row. He made lead finals last weekend in Innsbruck as well, and so... yeah, I didn't know he was this good of a lead climber. It's pretty impressive.
I think it's one of those things, as the Olympics comes closer, we're going to see everyone starting to do the whole season.
Yeah, the level of everyone this year, I feel like, especially in lead, has just completely leveled up. You know, so many women and men were just getting to the head wall on both qualifier routes, which I feel like we've never seen before. Yannick skipping the stem rest here, going back for it.
Yeah, he's not that much of a boulder yet. He's got the rest in. Good flexibility as well. Right, now with the heels, he'll get the high clip.
Something that's interesting about the Villars wall is that all of the clips are long draws, so they're a little bit more tricky to clip than just a, you know, a single, like, shorter quick draw. They swing around a little bit more, and they can get out of your grasp a little bit more easily.
Yeah, slippery things.
It's definitely something you consider before getting on the wall. Take that time clipping.
Yeah, it's true, and we've seen some really dramatic moments over the years of people not being able to clip. It's one of the most tense things in sport. I honestly think it is. When someone struggles.
Yeah, nothing makes you feel worse when you're on the wall when the clip swings away from you and you don't get to clip it and you have to wait again, you know, for it to swing back or something. So here he is in that cruxy section here.
Yeah, he's got a low left heel, which isn't giving him the reach.
Looking really chill until this section, so switching it to a toe hook, which gives you that reach all the way to that next black hold.
Yeah, and that left heel's been rammed in down the bottom all the time. Now he switches it into a toe. It should be through clean.
Yeah, I think that next hold must feel pretty good after that section, because both him and Yoshiyuki got there, and immediately you can see their body language just relaxed.
Yeah, breathe for a sec.
I wonder if he'll take the same rest that Yoshiyuki took here. He doesn't seem like too much of a rester. Oh, found a knee bar. That's quite good. So you can see he put his right knee between the crimp and the volume. Maybe not the best one, but those are hard to find on World Cup routes especially. So
they are, and it amazes me how the athletes find it as well, because so often they find one where they really shouldn't be, or it's just a different position they're in. So Yannick continues. He's in third at the moment. Crosses into the first of the bad dishes, and they want to move fairly quickly through this.
If he gets this hold, he'll beat Yoshiyuki, so now he's into that second position. Looking really good, and this move will look familiar to anybody who watched semifinals, because they had that same right toe hook move over to the right.
Well, he got it in for a moment, then dropped it out.
You'll also see this where typically as soon as the athletes hit the head wall, you can see them relax, just because you're suddenly not having to hold your body off of the overhang anymore. And so usually you hit the head wall like this and are just slightly more comfortable.
He's pressing up now, trying to get into the rest. He's one leg movement away, really, to be able to breathe a little bit. Oh, but he didn't get it that time.
Yeah, kicking the foot up. Usually you do that if you're just a little not mobile enough to get the foot up slowly. Oh. But it helps with sweating, or not sweating as much or something.
See, I heard something entirely different.
Really?
Yeah.
Maybe people are just spreading some rumors, but made that jump a little hard. But
I heard that it was, I can't remember which metal, but a metal in there that helped muscles in some way.
Really?
So maybe similar to the nauseous thing, but that's what I was told. It was kind of like a
interesting.
A boost.
Maybe there's just a couple different rumors going around about what they are, but
I love it. I don't really want to find out the truth.
So either way, they know something that we don't, I think. So
yeah, I need to get me some anyway. So up he goes through the initial part well.
Yeah, doing a different method through this section than we've seen the other men do. I think he went left hand to the black volume, which nobody else has done, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's crossing under and pressing, chalking up. And it's about a minute through that, or 45 seconds at the moment through the bottom part.
Yeah, climbing maybe a little tentatively through this section.
Yeah, I think he needs to get properly into the climbing, and then he'll stop sort of being nervous, perhaps, and just get on with it.
It does seem like this route gives you no time to relax at the beginning. You know, you get through that first jump, and you're nervous about the jump, and then as soon as you do that, you have to do this kind of awkward section. And it's not really until you get into that stem rest between the two black volumes that you really get that first ability to chill for a second.
Well, there is the chill. He isn't making it look too chill yet, but there finds the better position. Gets the heel locked in.
And there are some jibs on those, like small screw-on holds on those bigger pinches, which we couldn't really see from the other angles. So they are maybe slightly better than they look from this angle, but still bad.
Yeah, where we're sitting, it just disappears, doesn't it? It just becomes black volumes. This is a cagey start for Satone Yoshida.
Yeah, definitely climbing pretty slowly. Maybe he'll get into the groove here. You kind of have no option but to try to in this next crimp section.
Yeah, that's it. Just gradually steps it up from that awkward beginning. So he stood up underneath in that good rest. Amazing how relaxed he's looking, considering how terrible the right foot is. But now he's up, standing. And here's the crimp. Now, I'm interested here because we've seen so many different methods through this.
Yeah, I think definitely what you have to do is get a toe hook on the right side in order to reach that next hold. So we'll probably see him switch it, going for the bump, and then probably putting a toe hook in. Yep.
There it is. So no real problems for him. Read that well. Into his flow a bit more now, I think. Oh, campusing
choosing to campus that section. It was super strong.
It really is. Remember from the other shots how bad that that black hand, the crimp is.
Yeah, he's definitely looking a little bit more comfortable now. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of missing that clip. Those long draws just make it so hard. Yeah. But yeah, he's looking a little bit more comfortable sometimes. As soon as you get into the more climbing sections where you get to actually go kind of left, right, move a foot type sections, that's when you start feeling comfortable, which is sometimes a bummer because it's usually when you're tired from the beginning of being uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's when you want to be fresh, isn't it, and enjoy it. I love how the route setters have created a corner in this lead route, or kind of a corner anyway. Oh, but he misses the crimp, drops back down.
Holds it, which, that was crazy. It almost looked like his foot just fully kept him on there. Yeah, really fighting.
Locked in.
Wow.
Camming against the wall surface.
Now has a good heel hook again.
What a fight for Satone here. Yeah, that says it all, really.
Knows how close that was.
So into the side pull. Cutting loose again, immediately back.
Oh.
And misses the sloper. Well, Colin Duffy should enjoy this first move. And he does, comes across.
Didn't even really go for the swinging foot method. He just jumped.
Yeah, a little skip and he's in. So.
I love how stoic Colin is while he climbs. You know, he doesn't really make you question what he's doing at any point.
Yeah, he's very, very solid. So Colin on the blue pinches.
Yeah, making quick work of this first section.
He's got great grip strength and he's looking in powerful form at the moment.
Yeah, I honestly don't know which type of hold Colin likes the most. It was funny, last weekend he was having a little bit of an identity crisis after he won bouldering, because he was like, I've always thought of myself as more of a lead climber, but I guess maybe I'm a boulderer. And then, of course, he won lead, and I was like, man, don't have to have an identity crisis anymore. I guess you're just good at both.
Well, it's going to mess him up more. I mean, he's just going to be right in the middle, not knowing what to do. And look at that resting position, bicep-y move.
Yeah, just looking casual. I feel like you can never tell what he's thinking on his face, especially while he's climbing.
He always seems surprised when he gets a good result as well, like it sort of happened to someone else, which is quite a nice reaction to have.
Yeah. He's going with grabbing the hold here. Some of them, I feel like, grabbed the volume, but it was hard to tell. That's the first time we've gotten that angle and really gotten to actually see what the hold is on the bottom side of that volume.
And Colin not really resting down low. Looking good at the moment.
Yeah, you can see how much he just relaxes into the position. So he'll grab a hold and you'll just see his whole body relax into it, which is so important on these climbs. Going straight for the bump, not the toe hook. There we go.
Yeah, everyone's done that, haven't they? I think it makes sense to start going and then you realize you need that support.
Yeah, I think you know that you're going to do this hard cut move.
Oh, that's one of those moves that it just looks ridiculous. And I know it's easier for them, but it looks insane.
Yeah. It's funny, I bet they're pretty psyched once they have that right hand hold and then to get that left hand hold, but especially after that last section of bad, thin crimps.
There's that knee bar again.
Yeah, doesn't look too good, but it probably takes at least a little bit of the weight off your hands, which is really the key in these climbs, is just finding how to be comfortable in these uncomfortable positions.
Well, this is where the serious part of the route starts now.
Approaching the next crux for sure.
So Colin Duffy, 5th at the moment, chalking up between, looking really good on these dishes.
Yeah, come on, Colin.
And that's the move that we saw Satone fall on, and Colin locks in the toes.
Yep, really important toe hook move there. As soon as you get that, you can just see them relax again.
Right, clips in. He's a few moves away from a potential rest on that left hand he's holding now. Look at that foot position when the right hooking his toes over. Chooses to drop down before he commits to the head walk.
Yeah, it's a pretty good right foot, but this mantle move does look really awkward, and then getting that foot up looks hard. So I think as soon as he gets that, we'll see him relax a little bit again.
Yeah, hip flexibility needed here as he stands up, agonizingly slow presses.
Yeah, you can see him really trying hard now.
Right, that's the right foot up to match. Now he'll be able to sit down on that right foot if he can find a position.
Yeah, pretty shallow pocket there. Oh, foot slipped.
Someone sent me a fact, but I haven't confirmed it. I thought you might know, but maybe not.
No, I think he was working in the Harvard lab.
So there we go.
Yeah, you can see he's looking at the mantle, but he's going to go for the jump.
Yeah, he's a tall man.
Yeah, there we go.
Launches for it. Now, Jesse is interesting because recently, anyway, he's just had this thing where you think he's falling off. He must be. And then he continues just grinding away at the moves.
Yeah, like I said, he has one of the best fights of, I feel like, anybody I've ever seen on lead. And it's really cool to train with, too. It really makes you want to train harder. So I've been really enjoying climbing with him in Salt Lake City and then also here while we've been in Innsbruck and stuff. Just watching how he trains is just so impressive. He's somebody who trains so hard, and, you know, it's been paying off for him, which is really awesome to see.
Yeah, he's looking in great form. He was timed out at the semi-final run earlier.
Yeah.
Let's hope we can see him fight here. Will the route be suited to his abilities?
I think he does really like crimps, so I'm hoping that he does like this next section. And he's quite good at heel hooks and finding those rests. So looking like he's climbing a little faster. Getting through this first section fast is definitely important because he's so good at those rests. So if he can spend more time at those rests, that's going to be really important for him. So climbing these other sections faster is good so that you can spend more time on those rests.
Shakes out as he comes to the crimps, reaches up with the rope, gets it in. So he's through the relatively easy section of this route, and now it's full commitment after the rest.
Yep.
So Jesse Gruppe, a last male athlete out on the stage. No one topping this men's route out so far.
We've seen 2 people get to the head wall. But yeah, there's these 2 tricky sections through this next bit that you have to really get through in order to then be able to fight on that head wall. And when I'm saying head wall, I guess I mean the very top of the wall for those who don't know.
Yeah, where it changes angle. So crossing under, yeah, it must be, although he read it with Colin, so maybe they both saw that.
Yeah, you can kind of see just as soon as you get through that, you just relax a little bit. So that was really well done on Jesse's part.
Are athletes spooked after last weekend in Innsbruck? How many people fell low? Are they now giving more consideration to the bottom of the route?
You know, I don't know. I think, you know, you look at each route and take it as it comes.
We're just watching Jesse here thinking about the bump, but he's going to drop all the way down to the rest. Oh, he's not, so he goes again.
Yeah, left heel hook. He was missing that on that last go. Going to go for the bump now, looks like.
Oh.
Yeah, switch it to a toe hook. Yep. He looks really comfortable on crimps. Also, just as a side note, he's one of the best humans that I know. Really, really nice guy. You know, incredibly smart and wants to do a lot for the world and the community. So he's just a really amazing person. So like I said, it's really cool to see him doing so well.
Yeah, that's awesome to hear. Well, he is doing well at the moment. And that's the face that always gets me, because I think he's going to fall. And it just is his try-hard face, I think.
Yeah, he's just focusing, I think. You know, having climbed with him at the KI last week in the Kletterzentrum Innsbruck, where the competition was, you know, watching him on those super, super hard routes, you know, it's pretty impressive to see. Honestly, all of these guys. It's pretty impressive to see, and nice to know what's possible, you know?
Yeah, that's a really good point. And I think we're seeing more and more the comp scene start to give us an idea of what's to come in the outdoor scene, maybe. I mean, the level of these athletes, if they get a chance within the schedule to get outdoors, they can do amazing things.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jesse has the knee bar locked in, and he looks probably the most comfortable of all the athletes we've seen using that so far.
Again, the slowest athlete, I think, to get to this point. He only has 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. But there's not really a lot of pauses through this next section. So kind of debating between heel hooking on the hold or heel hooking the volume there. Chose to heel hook on the volume. Gonna move it up now.
Yeah, I think this is where the Jesse Gruppe fight begins from this moment on. Cuts loose, high left foot, up to the last of the dishes.
If he gets this toe hook in, I think he'll be looking really comfortable.
Oh. It is easy for him at the moment. It's looking good.
Looks really good there.
Hasn't got that clip now, does.
Yeah, you can see catching that swinging long draw. He is taller than the other guys we've seen get up here, so I'm wondering if he'll feel comfortable once he gets pressed up in here. Really only needs a couple more moves. I believe he's secured. No, not quite.
He's right on the edge of the medal.
Yep, getting that foot on that foothold, which is really important. I think when Colin switched his feet there, he missed the foothold and was just on the sloper. So.
But he's going to have to foot swap at some point or stand on that sloper, and now he foot swaps.
Yep, you can see getting the rope out of the way. That's super important. Looking really good. He just needs 2 more moves in order to...
Jesse Gruppe falls into silver position.
Yeah, silver for Jesse.
Well, that is our leaderboard. Taisei Homma taking victory here in Villars. He joins Jesse Gruppe and Colin Duffy on the podium. Colin with another medal to his name. What a season that man is having.